Live, trance, and prosper. Howdy. I'm Dr. Brian David Phillips with a really quick video just to overview the projects that are available for folks who are taking the Critical Thinking and Social Influence course with HPTI, or the Hypnosis Practitioner Training Institute. That would be you, the folks watching this. Or if you're watching this and you're not taking that course, you really ought to go over to hpti.org and sign up. Seriously. What are you waiting for? Anywho, those of you who are currently enrolled in the course, HPTI's Critical Thinking and Social Influence course requires that students complete 2 of 3 available video presentation projects that are available to you on the course webpage. You can read the details. Essentially, there are 3 available: critical analysis of a communicative act, critical social influence, or a social psychology experiment, and of course the applied ethical social influence project. Let's look at these individually. Now, in the course videos that you've been watching, as you've been watching the online component of the course, goes into much more detail about the projects, and of course presents a number of social psychology, social influence, and naturally rhetorical forms for you to choose from. But let's take a look at the projects themselves. Choose 2 of the 3. Critical analysis of a communicative act. Now here the students perform a critical analysis of the underlying rhetorical gambits or social influence principles used in a publicly available communicative act. You may also look at principles of social psychology if you like. Now, essentially, you'll provide the instructor with a YouTube or other URL with your analysis. Okay? So first, give me the video URL of the original piece, and then provide me with the URL of your analysis, which is essentially, usually, just a talking head video where you talk about what we've just watched in the other video. You do not need to include the video in your recording. That's why you give us the URL. Now, if the URL, if that video is longer than essentially the section that you're going to be discussing, tell us the times where we need to watch and pay attention to. Now, typically students will use videos of television commercials or political speeches, but this can actually be any form of communication or any area of influence. So even a video from a TV show where you see a couple folks interacting would be all right. For instance, there's a video from, it's a short clip from the television series Suits, in which the character Donna is trying to get the character of Louis Litt to do something, and she uses her feminine wiles. There's a wonderful moment, and it's beautifully done. The actress playing Donna is talking to Louis. She places her hands upon his desk and leans forward, and that opens up the cleavage. Now, that before you start saying, Dr. Phillips, you're getting into the creepy zone. That's okay. I always go there. But that's not what this is about. She's doing she's leaning in, which is a nonverbal cue of interest in someone. There's an absolutely beautiful moment where she takes her finger and she twirls her long hair while doing this move, the head tilt. Now, your analysis, okay, so your video your YouTube URL, you give us that video and tell us what to watch for, which is the leaning forward, the head tilt, and the hair twirl. And then your analysis would be discussing that. And that's going to be about 4 minutes where you tell us what things have happened. Don't include the video in your video. Just talk to us and give us an analysis of what's happening as it goes. For this, you would probably note that Desmond Morris, the renowned naked ape watcher, essentially he studies humans as if they were primates, which is really neat because they are. And according to Desmond Morris, many cultures, this little head turn or head tilt, if you go on my YouTube channel, look up head tilt, or my webpage, www.BRIANDAVIDPHILLIPS.net, and look for that. But that little head tilt is an indicator of interest. That's how women show interest in men. And it's subtle. Not like a zombie, okay? But essentially, according to Morris, when a woman exposes her carotid artery to a male, that is an unconscious signaling of interest. She's showing that I know you can snap my neck or you can do damage, but I believe you won't because I am attracted to you and I am essentially giving this posture. Now, of course, in my analysis of that, I'd go even further, and Morris certainly goes much further. But essentially, video URL, show us the video, and then discuss it for no more than 4 minutes in length. Most of your videos for this project, the critical analysis of a communicative act, should be about 3.5 to 4 minutes. No more than 4 minutes. Now, I give you the 4-minute maximum, not because I don't think you could talk longer than that, but I want you to manage your time. The HPTI program is a very, very intense program, and I want you to manage your time well so that once you finish my course, you can jump right into the next one. Okay? Now, your points will be awarded for concise demonstration of the project criteria. Extraneous information is going to detract from the exercise, and it really should be limited. So if you start out with Suits, well, Suits is a wonderful TV show. I quite enjoy it, and I think the actor playing Harvey is quite cute. Hoo-hoo! That's extraneous. He is cute. I'll give you that. As are many of the actors in that show. It's a show. But you need to focus on the communicative act. All right? And you can use more than one act. You can the head tilt, the hair twirl, the moving forward. Those are all different actions that imply indicators of interest. I might also do rhetorical forms and look at things like reduction to absurdity or ad hominems, depending upon what the original text you're going to analyze does. All right? So that's the critical analysis of a communicative act. Our next project is critical or social influence experiments or social psychology experiences. Oh, my English is so good today. Obviously, I'm using my webcam and I'm using a screen recorder, and I'm not going to re-record this. So, critical social influence experiment or social psychology experiment. Here, students are going to be asked to select a rhetorical gambit, social influence principle, or a theory from social psychology, and design an experiment to test the effects with at least 20 test subjects. Then you analyze and present the results in a video presentation. Now, this video should be no more than 5 minutes in length. Your points are going to be awarded for concise demonstration of the principles, your clear experimental design and experimental methods with a clear and critical analysis of the results. Don't forget, introduce the principle you wish to test. I'm going to test that whole thing that we saw in social influence of the word because and how it enhances influence. And from the lectures, you're going to remember the study done at a university with the word because and a copy machine line in which a professor walked ahead of the line and said, can I go first because blank? Or can I go first? No reason given. Can I go first because a reason given? I'm in a hurry. And then can I go first because a reason given that provided no new information? Can I go first because I need to make copies? All right, now that was an experiment in social psychology testing the effectiveness of the word because in enhancing influence. And as you remember from the lectures in the course, and if you're not taking the course, I believe you want to go over to hpti.org and sign up for that sucker so you can learn all this good stuff. Essentially, they found in their analysis of the data that the word because alone, just adding because and giving a reason, even if that reason really didn't enhance meaning or provide extra information or was true, actually enhanced the effectiveness of communication. So that would be one type of thing. You could do scarcity experiments, offering people M&Ms if you like. I've got a bunch of M&Ms in my hand. Well, don't use a hand, use a cup. That's just dirty. I don't know where your hand's been. Don't give me M&Ms out of your hand. I don't know what's there. But have a bunch of M&Ms. Say you've got like 12 red ones and a yellow one, and see if people take the red or the yellow or whatever. I don't know. It's your experiment. But that's critical social influence or social psychology experiments. That's a choice you can have. Once more, remember, maximum is 5 minutes in length. Of course, your data is going to be extensive with that many test subjects. And so, honestly, you could go longer than that. But save that for your YouTube channel where you want to show folks that you know a lot about social influence and social psychology, and you've learned a lot of information from this course. And seriously, this course is packed with information. And of course, you know that because you're taking the class. If you're not taking the class, well, maybe you should. Silly people. Our third choice is applied ethical social influence. And honestly, this is the one that most students choose for one of their 2 out of 3. And essentially, you design an advertisement, commercial, or public presentational demonstration to promote your own hypnosis, life coaching, or related business that ethically incorporates elements of social influence, presenting the nature of the communication with a critical analysis of the social influence and social psychology principles being applied. Essentially, do your own commercial, a little talk, a little trailer for your YouTube channel. If your YouTube channel for your hypnosis business doesn't have a trailer, make one, a little short introduction to yourself that gets people to watch your videos or to go to your website and book an appointment. And then with me, do a little video in addition to what you've done outside, which could be a PDF or a YouTube video. With me, do a little video, 5 minutes, no more than 5 minutes in length, where you describe what you're using. For instance, well, I designed this flyer to encourage folks to take my course, and I decided that the influence principle of scarcity would be useful. So what I did was I gave a time-limited offer, and I believe that this would increase come-throughs. All right, and so you analyze what your various social psychology elements being used, as well as rhetorical gambits. 5 minutes, be concise, be clear and critical, and apply what you've learned from the course into that. All right, and the bonus of this particular project is it's useful for you right away. Okay, so our 3 projects: critical analysis of a communicative act, critical social influence or social psychology experiment, and applied ethical social influence. Ethical. So we know we can influence other people, but remember, first day of class, first lecture, or first series of lectures, I hit the quintillion paradigm. Quintillion is our friend. Please, please, please apply the quintillion paradigm to your professional and personal life. Now, your project method can be recorded with a phone or a flip cam. Scott Sandlin had a video on his channel about how he used either his notebook computer or a camera on a box. However you want to do that, you can just hold your phone up in front of you and talk that way, or you can use a screen recorder like the one I use. I use Screencast-O-Matic because it's nice and versatile. Upload the video to YouTube and then email your instructor, this guy, this incredibly handsome guy down at the bottom of the screen on the side. Email me with the relevant files or URLs. Now, if you don't want your videos to be live on YouTube, upload them as unlisted rather than public. That means that the URL of the video will not be part of public searches. Only folks who know the URL are going to be able to access that video. And then don't give anyone else the URL unless you really want to. But do give it to me. Now, there is an option on YouTube to upload things for private. Don't use the private option. It means we have to be YouTube friends or partners, and it's a pain in the buttocks. So just use the unlisted. And then after you've received your grades for the course and your feedback, delete that sucker from existence. Just go to YouTube and say, I delete you. Don't delete before you've received your grades. Okay? All right? Don't set it to private. Set it to unlisted. Give that sucker to me, and all will be well. Obviously, if your final project was to create a video, you can make that live, your trailer or advertisement or whatever. But you don't have to. We value your privacy. Okay, now your projects are due the weekend following the last week of class. So look at your HPTI schedule for this course and see what day it ends. What's the last day of the class? You need to email me those projects, boom, within 1 week. And it must be within 1 week. Alrighty? Now there happens to be, hey, look, www.briandavidphillips.com. If you haven't gone to my webpage, go there. It's awesome. For the most part, go to hpti.org and make sure everything's set. If you have questions, you can go to the class forum on Facebook and ask me questions there. If you have technical questions regarding the course and schedules and things like that, you can contact Richard Clark or Scott Sandlin or the administrative assistants via the HPTI contact. Okay? I just wanted a real quick video, and it looks like it's not that quick, but hey, it's okay. This has been Dr. Brian David Phillips. I'd just like to say, live trance and prosper. Bye-bye.